Alright, there were many Q&As this time, so this will probably be quite long. But before we begin, I must point one person out. Alexei 545T6B. He boldly made two separate comments, both with Q&A, and proposed that I choose one or the other. Here is a thing. Rules are rules. One question per person. No more. I will not waste time picking between two questions, because if I do, the next time someone will ask 10 questions and expect me to choose one, wasting my precious time. As such, here is my decision, Alexei. I choose neither. Either follow the two simple rules I've made, or don't bother asking questions. With that little warning to all, let's see what we have today. From Human Supremacist. Well, that's a name and a half. Will we get to see the Tau, or maybe even Dane himself, call out the Republic's humanocentrism, how the Republic is all but directly dominated by human interests despite its claims that it's all for sentient species? Yes, because of present episodes... Okay. No. Not really. Look, Tau aren't blind and aren't total idiots, because officially their commonwealth is also for many species and yet is Tau dominated. It would be very hypocritical for the Tau to point something like this out to the Republic. Not to mention the Tau experience with factions within their galaxy. The Republic is very tolerant, especially in comparison to the Imperium of Man. So no, they will not bother pointing something like this out. It will be useless. Okay, next question from Jado Ansio 0.1. How much have been spent on All Tau Reimagined? The Tau Reimagined series, like the very first series I've created. Money, almost nothing. Time, I prefer not to dwell on it a lot. A lot. Still, I enjoyed myself, so... Next one is from, good heavens, GD Figs 5916. Hey, is Strong Strike the son of Ashenblade, and will we see more of him? Oyey, someone isn't paying attention. Ashenblade spoke of his son, Strong Strike, in episode 4, and his student, True Strike, as well, both of which were on the colony of Furious Ned. I know that might be surprising to some of you, but episode 6 and upcoming battle of Furious Ned was very deliberately set up since episode 3, since meeting with Zero the Hutt. If you pay attention and notice little details, you will see that there are a lot of small connections in different directions. Next question from Scary StopVat 9985. Q&A, I have asked this question before, but I may as well ask it here. What equipment beside hyperdrives and kyber crystals would the Tau be most interested in acquiring for their own use? Okay, you pointed out technology and resource. So I'll point a mix of the two as well. For technology, tractor beam. Oh, because this is something Star Wars, very Star Wars tech, and incredibly useful for the Tau. They will find a lot of uses for it in industry and military. They have something similar with gravitic hooks, but nothing as precise as a tractor beam. So that would be a technology they will be very interested in, not counting of course hyperdrives and calculating computers and Navi computers that are, well, connected to this FTL technology. The same goes for hyperspace comms, like it's the same legal region, let's say, of technology, so I will not speak of obvious that yes, they are interested in FTL and FTL comms. So outside of that, yeah, tractor beam as technology would be extremely valuable. As for the resource, other than Kyber crystal, this will be very obvious. Beskar. Beskar is on par or better than iridium that the Tau can produce with difficulty. So alternative source of such potent material would be of incredible value. I don't see Tau being interested in almost any like notable resource from Star Wars Galaxy. Tibanna gas would be of some interest, but that's like alternative type of fuel for the Tau. Bacta, while incredibly valuable, the Tau would be wary of how the galaxy is over-reliant on Bacta. So without a doubt they would be trying to find a way to produce it, but they wouldn't try to be as over-reliant on the Bacta as the rest of the galaxy. There are examples in Star Wars history what happens when the supply of Bacta runs out and there are basically no alternatives to Bacta. So yeah, Beskar without a doubt. Not even something like kurtosis would be of much interest to the Tau. Its only use, or notable use, is to be anti-lightsaber armor, or type of alloy for a blade. But I never heard of it being used in like other matters, like in civilian use, so I think that Beskar would be very, very high in terms of interest for the Tau. Next, Christ Pain E7W. Q&A, how do you think the Tau Empire would make use of things like Night Sisters magic or the Umbaran's unique technology? Okay, interesting question. Though with rather uninteresting answer. Because Tau wouldn't be using Night Sisters or their magic. I can't see them cooperating in any way, especially because Night Sisters are, sinister dark side users. Remember, it's mostly Filoni retcon, but originally Night Sisters were only one clan of many witches on Dathomir. So while the Tau might cooperate with witches of Dathomir, I can't see Night Sisters be on that list. Hell, with experience of like Psychers within the Tau Empire or even Blackthorn Dynasty, there is far greater possibility that they will try to exterminate this clan. Arrive in orbit, bomb them to hell, leave, and get rid of a headache in the future. So yeah, Night Sisters are of no interest to the Tau, basically because Tau are not interested in psychic or force powers, and force-sensitive or psyker factions within the Tau Empire would more or less likely be of opinion to slaughter them all, without exception, just to be safe. As for Umbarans, sure they have some interesting technology, but nothing outstanding. Not from the Tau point of view. Look, not only Tau have advanced technology, but the entire galaxy is full of wondrous technologies that are far easier to gather or to buy. Why bother with Umbarans who isolate themselves and their technology from the rest of the galaxy, where the Tau can gather technology from dozens of far more interesting civilizations all around the galaxy? So in short, neither faction would be really of any interest to the Tau, especially because both in greater or lesser degree isolate themselves. The Tau would not bother getting to their technology when they have so many other alternative options. Okay, next question from Sidon P7F. What are the Votan Allied with the Tau doing? Are they heading towards the core? Okay, I won't give too much details, cause spoilers, but I can say with confidence that the kin within Tau borders didn't leave the Empire yet. In fact, they are gathering all their forces in one place as of now. For what reason? I can't tell, because spoilers. You will have to wait and see. Next question from DJ A. Shovel. Well, what a name. Q&A: How powerful is Selena as a Psyker? I know there are grades of Psykers. Okay. Good question, and a good catch. Yes, Lena is Epsilon class Psyker. Though she is very talented, and as you point out in your longer comment, that she is getting more powerful thanks to the lack of dangers from demons in this new galaxy. So she is on her way to become a low gamma level. She is a bit off from becoming a gamma, but she is getting there. And she, without a doubt, has a potential to go even further than that. Okay, next question from Fire Warrior 22. Hello Fire Warrior. You are asking questions regularly. Let's see what you ask now. Q&A: Has anyone from the Star Wars galaxy tried to travel to the Tau Empire on their own, besides the pirates, or are there distances too great? Okay, good question. Yes, several smugglers, scavengers, scouts and adventurers made a journey. The Tau space isn't far from well-known systems. It just with their arrival and anomalies that accompanied them, there aren't really any established hyperspace routes. So for now, only daredevils make the journey. However, and that's important, for now, only Sept of Furios is recognizable as, let's call it, free port, where outsiders can arrive freely and be welcomed. Those who arrive in different systems are either detained or, if they resist, destroyed. Because until full recognition of the Tau Empire and its borders by the Republic, at least, the Tau will be defending their territory and make sure that the least amount of people know how to get there. Fortunately, very few people try to make a journey to the non-acceptable regions. Quite a lot arrive to Furios Sept already. In other regions, not so much, they are usually scared off, if not detained. Only notable success was made by the probes sent by the Huts to figure out how to arrive to different systems. There is a reason why Ravaks know how to reach Furios Ned and knows that Furios Ned isn't heavily defended from perspective of a probe. that arrived there. So yeah, that's the answer. Next question. From Gaming King 4919. Will we see dreadnoughts and Fanon ships like the Valiant? Okay. Personally, I hope so. If the authors of those vessels agree for me to use them. Look, I welcome fan creations and fan vessels of either Star Wars or Warhammer 40k. And with the arrival of the Tau Empire, without a doubt, influencing manufacture of starships, spacefaring vessels, tanks, speeders, even weapons and armors, I can explain how, by their arrival, new designs, who are Fanon designs from our perspective, were implemented in greater scale. Thankfully, that's for the future of the series, and doesn't need to be fully addressed for now, because in the story only a month has passed, so that's not enough time for ground changes. But hey, if you know authors or creators of some fan designs who would be interested in allowing me to use them, just ask them to make contact with me. I will be happy to promote their names, thank them officially in the video, and just promote their work. Okay, next question from Ultrasound77. Old friend. What do you want to know this time? Will the Tau make use of gravity well projectors? Funny thing, technically, Tau already have very similar technology, gravity wave projectors, though until now they were only used on drones against infantry. But if scaled up and tuned properly, they could work as gravity well projectors. So it's possible that the Tau will produce interdictor class vessel before any major faction in this era of Sky River Galaxy. But we shall see. Many things can and will happen before that could become a possibility. Okay, next question from House Dark Steed. Oh, hello again. Q&A, would the Tau utilize the services of any of the major manufacturers of the Star Wars galaxy? Okay, solid question, I like that. The answer is yes, hard yes, in fact. The Tau will feel, already feeling that they don't really have appropriate small size FTL capable vessels. They worked with some relatively small vessels, like most of you probably don't know, but Manta gunship has FTL drive, but it's very slow, short range, and it's rather like emergency use rather than anything serious. And you know, there are features of Star Wars ships that are of great interest to the Tau. So, without a doubt, they will purchase vessels to supplement their navy, mostly as patrol elements, or scouting, or merchants, or transport. It's just, there are a lot of things that the Tau want to have with a hyperdrive, but don't have capability to create, for now at least. This is no secret because we talked about it on the Discord server, but many major manufacturers are like out of the question. Kuat is too close to the Senate and the Republic. Fondor is too much against it. Same for many corporations that are clearly out of the question. Tau prefer neutrality, especially in this setting. So there is only one shipyard, major shipyard, they can cooperate with openly. Corellia. Corellia, if you don't know, can and did proclaim neutrality in previous conflicts. In the original Clone Wars, they did proclaim neutrality in that war as well. They have a lot of experience, extreme variety of vessels, and yeah, they are obvious choice. Not counting, of course, dozens of minor, more or less neutral manufactories and shipyards in the Outer Rim. But I will not expand because I have plans and no spoilers. Next question from Felix Fire 6583. Q&A, I see you choose to use the Tausian name for the Tau language instead of Tiao Noh Por. What made you prefer that version of a name? Oh, someone who digs deeper into the Tau lore. I appreciate it, okay. Explanation is actually very simple. Tausia is simply the Tau language, the vocabulary. But Tiao Noh Por is the art of how Tau speak, how their language flows. The word por means water, so watercast. This is like the name of how to pronounce things, how to make the language flow, to be understood. That's how I interpret it. Hope this answer is satisfying. The next question is... Oh good god, I'm very sorry. Kai Citril 636. Will it be a plot point of some races wanting to leave the Tau? Considering this galaxy is far more peaceful, there isn't much necessity for them to stay. Okay, races like the entire species? No. Hard no. All of them are more or less integrated or reliant on the rest of the Tau Empire. Additionally, I think you underestimate how dangerous the Outer Rim is. There is very good chance that populations that leave the Tau Empire will end up as slaves or indentured servants to some corporation rather than to find new happy life. Star Wars Galaxy, especially in this age, isn't that friendly. But if you are asking like if individuals or some elements of society, some groups might leave, sure, yeah, they will. Some even by design, like with intention from the Tau, to spread their influence, control, and of course, the message of a greater good. Next question from Engineer TV 9305. Oh, hello, Engineer. Long time no see, good to see you. What was your first sci-fi you truly loved? Star Wars. Star Wars, it was the first that I fell in love with. I played Lego Star Wars as a kid, I collected a shit ton of comics. Yeah, Star Wars, it was the first sci-fi I was truly obsessed with. Still am, if you couldn't guess. Next question from Fan and Kona. Are you going to do a love triangle with Anakin, Padme and Psyker from another galaxy? Sir, I am wounded by that question. Do you really think so little of me? Why would I stop at a triangle when there are so many more shapes to choose from? I shall go beyond dodecahedron towards the romantic insanity. By the end of this series, you will curse my name for generations to come, for turning this crossover into harem anime where Anakin will be as clueless as any anime romance protagonist, unable to choose one love interest from all others. all shall know my name and despair. Okay, I think that's about it. To all who asked about what over 40k faction I will include in the crossover, that's spoilers. I ain't answering that. With that out of the way, leave a like, comment, subscribe, support me through Patreon if you can, and donate to Coffee Art Budget if you want more art to be created for this series. We smashed our goal after the last video, but remember, even if goal is reached, the money you donate still ends up in the budget. It's thanks to you this series has an art gallery at all. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this Q&A session. Now, my dear viewers and listeners, remember, wherever you are, whatever you do, try to enjoy yourself while you can. I wish you most heretical day. Ta-ta!